Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your fish friend Dustin. So today's my birthday and we're gonna do something like this. So we got my two boys, the fish recipe book, and this place, and my wallet. So don't hit me too hard.
My efforts, but only His grace. No matter how I'm living, I'ma need Jesus. Covered by the blood, I'm A-okay. No matter where I'm at, I'ma still need. Not by my efforts, but only His grace. No matter how I'm living, I'ma need Jesus.
Okay, so I highly recommend with the book you can do some of your drawings, and this is your plannings and stuff. So now we're just going through what we need. Did we get the pipes already? Alright, now we got, what are those? Our couplings. Alright, so now we're going to move to the elbows. Alright, so today we're going to start our simple project, and it is just going to be a simple drain system. That way I can siphon out of these tanks and to the drain system that's going to run down at the bottom of the tanks all the way around the fish room and back to the sink. So we got our connections and we have our PVC. I went with 1.5 inches for the PVC. The drain doesn't need to be nothing super large because it's not going to be under pressure, and it's not going to be all the tanks at the same time. It's just going to be maybe 1 or 2 tanks at the same time, so it's not going to flood out the system. So the PVC drain doesn't have to be 2 inches or 3 inches. So 1.5 is what I went with, and we'll go ahead and start it's going to be a pretty simple build, so just stay with and follow along. Alright, this is going to be super simple. We have one section in so far. We have a cap on the end, a 90-degree elbow, and now we have a coupling on the end, and we're connecting another 10-foot section to that to carry us the rest of the way down. Alright, so now we connected the 10-foot piece in. We have one more 10-foot section that's going to carry us in front of the 55s and then in front of the grow out racks. We're just going to dry fit everything, get it all hung up, and then cement it in place. Alright, so now we've come all the way around, all the way down to the end of the rack, to the 55s, and we come right there, and that right there is where we're going to put our elbow on and meet up to this connection, and then meet up to the 1-inch drain. We have our 1 1/2 inch down to 1 inch reducer, and we're going to tie it all together now. Some of the real simple supplies I'm using is just a little drill bit, a Torx head screw, and some simple gutter strap or PVC strap. Alright, so we got some of the piping in, we got some of the strapping on, and we're getting ready to round the corner. I wish I could record the whole process for you, but it's just a whole lot easier for me to do it this way rather than have the GoPro going and it's just a 2-hour video. So we're working our way down right now. Make sure you slowly, with a system like this, you don't have to have a crazy drop. just a slow, gradual slope in the PVC. Okay, so I know at the beginning of the video I said this was going to be a pretty simple drain system. Don't worry about that. That's just because piping isn't glued and I had to figure out leveling, and so I had to pull it apart, and yeah, there was still water standing in there. So it turns out to be a little difficult when you're working with an older basement and the whole floor is not level. So trial and error, up and down. The level is going to be your best friend in some of this. Really kind of bothers me because I'm going to lose a lot of my storage under there. Getting to a lot of the stuff will just basically be extremely hard, or not able to do it at all. Still got to get that pot out of there. None of the pipes are glued. Right now I'm still working on getting the whole system just to travel along this way and straight out. We got everything strapped, or I don't know, holding, and then we got it coming straight out to my drain that the sink is connected to. And this side, I just put this side in, and we'll probably have another brace right there and maybe another one here, something like that. So what I figured, for each one of these spots, instead of having a T in there, I'm just going to use what I used to drill some of the tanks. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago now. I drilled some of the tanks, so we're just going to do a friction hole, because this is meant for glass, but this is the biggest hole saw I have, and it will work out perfect. So I'll just plug holes every, I don't know, 2 feet, something like that. Should work out pretty good. So it turns out a hole saw for glass aquariums works really well. You just got to kind of start it sideways, just to kind of dig it in and slowly bring it up. But yeah, I just got done drilling the first hole. Turned out really good. Should work awesome. I love it when my little cheap DIY ideas come up and work out great. Drilling the holes is coming along great. The friction cuts are working very well. We got about 6 holes drilled now and working on a couple more. Alright, so now I'm checking flow rate. Make sure we don't have a lot backing up. It's pretty good right here. Water's flowing really well. Check all these holes, make sure they're not coming up to the rim and dumping out. I had to re-level this one, lift it up a little bit more. This one's getting pretty full. This one could actually go up a little bit more, I think. This one looks really good. Flow in these ones are really good. So you can tell everything isn't cemented yet. Trial and error right now. Okay, so now that I got everything test fitted and everything's flowing really well, I'll go ahead and concrete it in, or cement it in. Don't have no water still sitting in the pipe, so that's really good. All these look really empty, which tells me that it's draining out really well. We got some left in here. I'll bring this one up just a little bit more, which I figured this one might have to come up. So get that one lifted up a little bit more, and then we'll cement everything in.